What's up guys, Rio Pacino for the Reboot. I've been a basketball gamer all my life. I played everything from Double Dribble, Tecmo NBA Basketball, Lakers vs. Bulls, Lakers vs. Celtics, NBA Jam, of course the Live series, and of course the 2K series. Now this year there's only one real basketball sim on the block, and that of course is NBA 2K11. Now many are calling it one of the best basketball video games ever. However, I think NBA 2K11 is the best basketball video game of all time. And on this episode, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why.
NBA 2K11 has all the game modes you can think of. Exhibition, Season, Playoffs, NBA Today, Slam Dunk, 3-Point, 21, and Street Ball are all back, and online play is improved from last year's game. However, the Association and My Player modes are the bread and butter in the NBA 2K series, and this year is no different. There are enough good upgrades and additions to make the mode feel new again. CPU trade logic is fairly decent, player progression and regression also showed a realistic trend, stats are aplenty and on point, and managing your team is a deep and rewarding experience. The My Player mode in NBA 2K11 is a unique experience not available in any other basketball game. You create a player from scratch, get drafted by an NBA team, and basically go through the rigors of training camp, earning a spot in the league and making a name for yourself. Throw in press conferences, shoe deals, and other little nuances that come with the NBA, and you got yourself a unique game mode that stands out above the rest. Presentation is one of the best parts about NBA 2K11. The introductions prior to tip-off, halftime shows, and player of the game highlights are nicely done. Dozens of new cutscenes are sprinkled throughout the game as well, and new stat overlays have been added to enhance the broadcast feel of each game. The in-game discussion between Kevin Harlan and Clark Kellogg has improved, as they touch on a lot of the current storylines in the NBA.
And back to the Bobcats, that record at home, a big part of their first trip to the playoffs.
No doubt about it. Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that's what it's going to take for teams trying to get out of the lottery. Initially establishing yourself at home and then working on becoming better on the road.
The virtual chemistry between the pair makes it feel like you're watching a real NBA broadcast. Overall, the presentation aspect of this game shows just how much detail and attention was given to the development of NBA 2K11. The NBA 2K series revolutionized the basketball video game genre when it introduced signature shots back in 2K7. In 2K11, signature style is back, but with a purpose. Shooting the ball in this year's game is a huge game changer. New signature gathers, leaners, momentum shots, fadeaways, and drop steps not only look great and add to the realism of the game, but are also effective ways to create space between yourself and the defender. The defense also gets some love in 2K11 as there are tons of new animations that affect gameplay, including pickpocket steals, collisions under the hoop, come from behind blocks, and charging collisions. The details from signature shots, dunks, layups, to defensive steals, stops, and intentional fouls all add to the realism of 2K11. Like the real-life NBA, NBA 2K11 is where amazing happens. Although there is a slight learning curve for novice NBA 2K gamers, the new ISO motion controls are much more efficient and realistic than any other basketball video game. Gamers hoping to button mash and cheese their way to the rack are in for a rude awakening, as you have to skillfully chain moves together in order to achieve success. Pull off the right combination with the left trigger and the sticks in NBA 2K11, and you'll be pulling off triple threat, off the dribble, and post moves that'll make your opponent look like a fool. But makeovers were not limited to ISO motion, as passing has also been upgraded. Pass fakes are back, and a new total control passing system is available via a menu option. Players now juggle bobbled passes upon reception or reach out, sometimes unsuccessfully, for wayward attempts as well. Passing out of jumpers or layups is now nicely implemented in NBA 2K11 also. The animations in 2K11 are the best I've seen in any basketball game period. Perimeter players jump behind the three-point line in a ready-to-shoot stance upon receiving a pass. They don't always stick a perfect landing on a contested jumper, and even demonstrate to refs how they got hacked on their last drive to the rim. You also have much more control over dunks and layups, and the collision detection during these type of plays are spot on and add to the realism of the game. Overall, the small but intricate additions and added user control helps create something that plays like the most realistic basketball game ever. Simply put, NBA 2K11 is the closest any sports video game has ever come to the real-life sports in terms of gameplay. Although some may be able to argue that NBA 2K11 is the best basketball game of all time without him, the addition of Michael Jordan makes 2K11 the best basketball game in history. From the moment you load up the game, gamers are immersed into one of MJ's historical games as he greets you in the tunnel, goes out for pre-game introductions, and immediately gamers control Jordan in the Bulls' 1991 NBA Finals matchup against the LA Lakers. But this is just a taste of the Michael Jordan experience. In NBA 2K11, those who have followed Jordan's career will be able to relive 10 games that helped define number 23's career via the Jordan Challenge, including the Shrug game against the Blazers in '92, the Flu game against the Jazz in the '97 Finals, and of course Jordan's last dance, where he hit the game-winning jumper over Byron Russell in Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals, also against the Jazz. All of these games take place in their original arenas, with the announcers commenting on events that took place during that time and include the appropriate Bulls rosters during their respective years. But the nostalgia doesn't end there. There are 8 different versions of Michael Jordan in NBA 2K11, differentiating in age, ratings, appearance, and style of play. You can choose to play with any of these different Jordans right away in exhibition modes, the aforementioned Jordan Challenge, or the Create a Legend mode, which allows you to draft MJ to any of the current NBA teams straight out of North Carolina and guide him through his career, similar to 2K11's My Player mode. Just like Jordan did throughout his career, NBA 2K11 sought out greatness, and with his presence in the game, 2K Sports has achieved just that.
Well, that's it for this episode of The Reboot. If you want more Reboot content, make sure to check out the brand spanking new Reboot blog. It's at www.rebootshow.tumblr.com. Of course, if you want to play me online, feel free to do so. I'm on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. I'm Rio Pacino for The Reboot, and we'll see you next time.